What I'd like to do here is take you on a quick tour of the new Google Sites that comes as part of the G Suite or Google Suite for Education. One of the quickest ways of getting to see this new tool is to type in sites.google.com, but wait, there's more. Put a / and the word new. If you don't do that, you will get directed to the old version of Google Sites, and they really are very different and not transferable at this time anyhow. So we're just going to stick to talking about the new version right now. I have been using Google Sites for a bit now, so I've got a bunch of different sites that I have access to. Some are student created, and some are things that I've been playing around with. To create a new site, go to the bottom right hand corner to the red circle with the plus on it and click on it. From here, you've got a basic idea of the options that you're going to have. I am not going to go into all these options in gory detail. I really just want to take you on a quick tour of what this looks like. One of the most annoying things I find in Google, and I understand why they do it, is this whole untitled stuff. So the first thing I always want to do is to change the site name or change the document name or whatever it is from untitled to something that more suits it. So I'm creating this site for a video I'm making. So I put in the site there. And what's cool here is you can notice that the tab changes and this header box changes. So the header box contains the site name and the page title. There are a number of options you have for the header. You can change the image, upload one, select one from your Drive or from Google, and you can change the header type. This is considered to be a regular banner. You can have just a title, you can have a large banner. Various things happen in the header, and they depend on the themes you choose. And here's where we can start talking about the limitations that come with the new Google Sites, at least for now. Right now there are only 6 options, and within them you do have some color choices, but they are limited. Font styles are limited, colors are limited, themes are limited. You cannot create templates. However, there is some power in the simplicity in that you can get up and running and have something that's actually pretty slick pretty quickly. So I'm just going to go with this new theme. I want to add content. Content arrives in what Google calls sections. So I'm going to double click down here and I get what's called the disk with the options of the sort of things I can put in this section. The other place that I can figure out what to put in the section is the insert tab. I can have dividers. I can have YouTube, calendar, and map, which is pretty cool if you're doing a contact us page. And these are options obviously not directly available through the disk. This is the other part that I think is particularly powerful in that if you have content already in your Google Drive, you can just bring it right into the site. When you edit it in Google Drive, your site gets updated. Here's where you create new pages. One of the catches here is that you can only actually have 2 levels of navigation. So I have my basic home page here. I'm going to add a page called Contact Us. What's cool to me is that as soon as I do it, it uses the theme to create the next page, not the same banner as the main page, and it adds the navigation. Say I wanted to add a page under here with directions. I can do that. Its default is to create it on the same level as Contact Us, but if I grab the 6 dots and move it up so it's touching on that, it then becomes a subpage. I cannot have a subpage to a subpage. These are the 2 levels of navigation I have. Again, if I wanted to create content, I can double click, I can get the disk, or I can go up and change insert. Quickly going to show you that this might be my subtitle. These boxes indicate that I have a section, and there's a palette in which I can do some things with my section. I can add an emphasis to this. Again, that matches the theme, cannot really be customized. And then down here, I can add general content. And I can adjust my text box to fit sizes, and I can use these vertical lines to align it up. I can also use these dots to move it. If I had other sections, I could put them one on top of each other. Let's go back to my home page. I'm going to click on it here. If I wanted to have a different image here, I can click on Change Image. And Google has been kind enough to provide us with some images that we can use right from their creators. So I'm going to click on this header image. And what you'll see is these stars flashing in the bottom and adjusting for readability. This to me is one of the cool things for those of us who don't have a lot of design ability. And what it does is it adjusts the text and the images to make it the most readable possible. There are just a couple other things I thought you should be aware of. One of them is the preview tool, which will allow you to see what your site will look like, not just on a computer screen, but also on a mobile phone or a tablet. So Google has helped you design a site that is what's called responsive. So you can click through these icons to see what they would look like on these different devices. And you can determine if that's important to you or not, depending on your audience and the situation you'd like it used in. Publish is the button that you press once you're done your design and you're ready to share it with the world. You will get an address, a web address, or a URL that can be publicly viewed, but I would suggest using one of the many tools available to get shortened URLs, and that's something you can just Google. The other thing is the collaboration, and this should be something familiar to you from other Google Suite applications. This will allow you to add editors to your site, so it's not just one person working on alone. And this leads itself very nicely to using sites for collaboration among students, so they can create a tool that will allow them not just to communicate to your community, but also interact with them through the use of embedded Google Forms. It also will allow them to create a public site, so they can now communicate with the world, sharing information and getting information. So that is all for my relatively quick run through of the new Google Sites. As always, if you have any questions or ideas or thoughts about our technology here, please don't hesitate to let me know, and I do hope you have a great day.